step into the arena, RCMP Plus. It's not luck, it's logic. Bang, that's a power bomb move right there. Light it up, baby, feather. Woo, that's fantasy fireworks. Buckets, baby. Ain't no rivalry like an RCMP rivalry. From stats to smack talk, where trash talk meets true talk. It's not just fantasy, it's legacy.
Welcome back to RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops. I'm Tommy Douglas, and he is PG-13. The draft dust has settled, the group chats are flaming, and now it's time for our power rankings.
Oh yeah, this is where the victory parades start and friendships end. 12 teams enter the draft, and now we're going to tell you who's actually making noise this season, and who's just posting memes by Christmas.
We've seen the rosters, we've analyzed the chaos, and we're dropping our way too early power rankings top to bottom.
And look, before anyone starts crying in the comments, these are predictions, not prophecies. But we're usually right.
Usually? Last year, you said the Ballers were a dark horse. They finished 10th.
Hey, I was a year early. That's what geniuses do. We predict the future, not the present.
All right, Nostradamus, let's get into it. NBA tip-off is tomorrow night, October 21st. Fantasy season right around the corner. And this week, we're ranking all 12 teams from contender to catastrophe.
Oh yeah, grab your popcorn. Some teams are built for banners, others are built for heartbreak.
The draft dust has settled, the GMs are talking smack, and PG's already changed his sleeper pick twice.
Hey, it's called adjusting to new information, Tommy. That's what the pros do.
Yeah. Or it's what people do when they realize their bold takes aged like milk.
Whatever, man. Today's the day we look ahead, the way too early power rankings, and we take a look at all 6 matchups for the week.
That's right. We're breaking down all 12 teams, from the champs in waiting to the GMs already Googling fantasy basketball trade etiquette.
Kicking the list off at number 12, Padfoot Toes. All right, I'll start hot. Padfoot Toes at 12. I love Sabonis and Curry, but it falls off fast.
Yeah, it's top heavy. Curry and Sabonis will cook. But after that, it's like, hey, is Andrew Wiggins still good?
They'll win some shootouts, but depth wins points leagues. Too many question marks.
At number 11, Notre Dame time. This one hurts. Luka's gonna be Luka. Bam and Vooch bring muscle, but man, this roster's slow.
It's like they built a YMCA All-Star squad. Solid, steady, no sizzle.
They'll grind out weeks, but might lose the explosions.
Coming in at number 10, Dunkin' Donuts. They've got youth and upside with Amen, Brunson, and Mobley. But it's a maybe next year team.
Yeah, a developmental season. Think of it as the G League with better branding.
Give them a year, and they're top 6. This year, growing pains.
At 9, the Guardians. Cade, Maxey, J-Dub, exciting guards, but no big man to anchor them.
Exactly. They're going to score like crazy, but lose on rebounds and efficiency.
They'll have weeks where they look unstoppable, then weeks where they get out-muscled bad.
Number 8, Alphas. Now this one's tricky. K.A.T. Booker. LaMelo, it's flashy and fun, but volatile.
Yeah, one ankle tweak, and it's a house of cards. But if they stay healthy, nightmare matchup.
They'll hover around 500, but that offense is nasty.
At 7 power bombers, SGA, Giddey, and Franz super balanced.
Yeah, but maybe too balanced. No alpha scorer to carry the weak.
Still, the depth is elite. They'll hang around the playoff picture all season.
Number 6, Jokie Thagoat. Veteran squad alert. AD, Siakam, DeRozan, consistent, proven, and boring in the best way.
They'll win the weeks they should, but I don't see them going nuclear.
They're a solid playoff lock, though. Safe and steady.
Number 5, Ballers. Now we're talking. Jokic, LeBron, Ja, that's star power.
Huge ceiling, but health and age are the red flags.
Still, Any team with Jokic is automatically dangerous. They're in the title race.
Number 4, King Cobras. Trey, Donovan, Paolo, Chet. That's a four-headed monster.
Explosive. They could lead the league in scoring any given week.
If the young guys click, they might even jump to top 2. But defense and consistency keep them here for now.
Number 3, 2 balls, 1 hoop. Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Jamal Murray. That's an MVP trio.
They're built like a playoff tank. Physical, versatile, reliable.
Yeah, they'll win a lot of weeks off pure star power.
Number 2, Z Tigers. Ant-Man, Harden, Hart, and Cooper Flag. That's swagger, shooting, and hustle.
They've got a fun mix of youth and experience. Every week, they're dangerous.
Honestly, if Harden's locked in, they could finish number 1.
Number 1, the Pinguinis. Wemby, Sengun, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, Porzingis. Need I say more?
You just did. That's absurd. It's like they drafted in God mode.
They've got size, scoring, defense, every category checked.
As long as KD and Kawhi don't explode like time bombs, they're the preseason title favorites.
So there you have it. 12 teams, 7 playoff spots, and at least 5 GMs already texting the trade machine.
We'll revisit these rankings mid-season to see who proves us right and who we owe an apology to.
All right, before we move on, let's talk about the real madness in that draft room. Every year there's chaos, a few regrets, and at least one GM that falls victim to the dreaded auto draft.
Oh yeah. And this year, it wasn't just one, it was 2. Both Notre Dame Time and Jokeethagoat pulled the plug halfway through.
Bro, I swear, I blinked, and suddenly Jokeethagoat's Q was running the show. You could feel it happen. The picks went from strategic to best available ESPN suggestion real quick.
Yep. Jokeethagoat went from Anthony Davis at 10 nice move to why do I suddenly have Neemias Quetta on my roster?
And Notre Dame Time wasn't safe either. Luka had 5, solid, love it. But then, by round 8, it's like the bot said, "Don't worry, fam, I got this."
To be fair, Autodraft might have saved him from himself. Some of those picks, not terrible. But when you wake up and realize you've got both Obi Toppin and Herb Jones, it wasn't part of the master plan.
Moral of the story, check your Wi-Fi, charge your laptop, and for the love of fantasy basketball, set your queue with intention.
Exactly. Draft day waits for no one, not even Notre Dame Time.
All right, let's move on before they start defending their strategy. Coming up, we'll give our picks for who actually won the draft and who's got a long season ahead.
I'll co-sign that. The Pinguinis went tall, smart, and upside heavy. But I'm giving my draft champ crown to ballers. Jokic, LeBron, Embiid, Paul George. That's an all-NBA reunion tour. If this was 2021, they'd win the league by Christmas.
Hey, age is just a number until the injury report drops. But yeah, the ballers came out swinging. That's a scary roster when they're all on the floor.
And now, the fun part, the losers. Who you got, Tommy?
Look, I hate to do it, but I'm calling out Jokeethagoat. Anthony Davis at 10 was a bold start. I like that. But after that, it's like he let the AI draft his feelings. DeRozan, Bane, Okongwu, fine. But then Agor Demon and Neemias Quetta? Bro, who's running the analytics team over there?
He's building for 2030, not 2025. But yeah, I can't argue that. For me, the draft dud goes to Power Bombers. Shy at 2, love it. But then he filled the roster like it was a rebuild year. Giddey, Duran, Poltel, McDaniels. That's a defensive clinic, not a fantasy points factory.
Exactly. This isn't who can get the most rebounds per 36. You gotta fill it up, and Power Bombers left a lot of firepower on the table.
Still, it's a long season. Injuries, trades, waiver miracles, you never know. But after draft night, yeah, I'd say the Pinguinis and Ballers set the tone, and a few teams are already chasing from behind.
Couldn't agree more. Next week, we'll see how it actually plays out, because the matchups are locked, and points don't lie.
Yup, the talking stops when the box scores drop.
That's right. All right, stick around. We'll wrap things up with a little look ahead at Week 1 and what we're watching for. Next up, we dive into Week 1 matchups, 6 big ones, some heated rivalries, and a couple welcome to the league moments. The draft's in the books, the trades are cooling off, and we're just a day away from Week 1, the first full slate of fantasy action in the RCMP Plus League.
Oh, baby, you can smell the competition already. Rosters are locked, egos are high, and some of these Week 1 matchups are straight up spicy.
That's right. We're running through all 6 opening matchups today, giving our predictions, bold takes, and of course, a few overreactions before a single bucket's been scored.
Classic preseason confidence, everyone's 0-0, and everyone thinks they're a contender.
Yeah, let's see who's still feeling that way next week. Let's dive in.
The Guardians versus 2 balls, 1 hoop. This might be the sleeper matchup of the week. 2 balls, 1 hoops. Got Giannis and Jaylen Brown, 2 guys who can carry any matchup by sheer athleticism.
Yeah, but don't sleep on the Guardians, Cade Maxey. And Jalen Williams bring energy and consistency. If Jaren Jackson Jr. shows up on defense early, this could go either way.
I'll take 2 balls, 1 hoop. They've got that win now roster, and Giannis usually starts hot.
I'll counter Guardians win a close one. Cade's breakout starts this week. Padfoot Toes versus Jokieth the GOAT. We've got some playoff revenge vibes here. Padfoot's built around Curry and Sabonis, while Jokieth the GOAT's rocking AD and Bane.
Yeah, this is old school versus new rules. Jokieth the GOAT's team feels more modern spacing, switchability. But Curry in Week 1? Never a bad bet.
I'm taking Padfoot Curry goes nuclear opening night.
I'll ride with Jokieth the GOAT. Davis starts the year healthy. That's enough for me. Dunkin' Donuts versus King Cobras. The champs versus the rookies. I love it. Dunkin' Donuts gets their welcome to the league test right away.
Exactly, King Cobras with Trey, Mitchell, and Chet are the gold standard. But Duncan's got sneaky depth. Brunson, Mobley, Reeves. If those guys hit early, it could be close.
Nah, King Cobras roll. Too much firepower.
Agreed. Duncan keeps it respectable, but the champs stay champs. Week 1. Z Tigers versus Alpha. This might be the most entertaining matchup, pure chaos. Edwards, Harden, Green versus Booker, LaMelo, and Towns, fireworks.
So much offense here. It's basically a race to 1,500 fantasy points. I like the Alpha's balance a bit more though. Booker and Barnes could keep the floor steady.
Nah, Z Tigers all the way. Ant-Man's about to make a statement week.
Alphas squeak by barely. Notre Dame time versus the Pinguinis. 2 teams that might fly under the radar but could be dangerous later. Luka versus Wemby. That alone sells the ticket.
Yeah, it's the battle of the future MVPs. I'm curious about Notre Dame's depth, though. If Bam and Fox get rolling, that's tough to stop.
Wemby puts on a show, but Luka's too much. Notre Dame time takes it.
Agreed. Luka drops a triple-double opening night and sets the tone. Ballers versus Power Bombers. And we close with a heavyweight matchup, Jokic and Embiid on one side, SGA on the other. That's the fantasy god tier right there.
This is one of those someone's getting humbled games. Power Bombers have depth and balance. SGA, Franz, Duran, Giddey. Ballers are more top-heavy.
If Jokic and Embiid both go off, Ballers can hang. But I think Power Bombers are too deep.
Agreed. Power Bombers win SGA with a statement game to open the year. All right, so the dust has settled, the rosters are locked in, and the trash talk is already heating up in the group chat. Week 1 is here, Tommy. Which matchup has your eye right out of the gate?
Oh, that's easy. Ballers versus Power Bombers. You've got Jokic versus SGA. 2 MVP caliber fantasy anchors going head-to-head right away. That's a heavyweight main event for opening week.
Absolutely. That one's got Game of the Week written all over it. I'm also watching Dunkin' Donuts versus King Cobra's Brunson versus Trae Young. Two guys who could each drop 50 fantasy points in their sleep. Plus, Duncan's got that young energy, while the Cobras, they've got swagger and experience.
Swagger is one way to say it. I call it overconfidence. But hey, I'm not sleeping on the Guardians versus 2 balls, 1 hoop either. Cade Cunningham versus Giannis, that's a battle of styles. Giannis might win the raw stat war, but Cade's been Mr. Efficiency lately.
Facts. And let's be real, we've seen it before. Early season upsets happen every year. Somebody's gonna take an L they didn't see coming.
Oh yeah, and somebody's gonna panic drop a player after one bad night. That's the tradition.
Imitating league manager voice. Bro, I just don't think Tobias Harris fits my system. 3 days later, he puts up 48.
Classic. That's fantasy, baby. All right, PG. Before we wrap, who's your game of the week?
I'm rolling with Guardians versus 2 balls, 1 hoop. It's that classic measuring stick matchup.
I'm taking Ballers versus Power Bombers. 2 elite bigs going head-to-head to start the season? Sign me up. That's a wrap on week 1, folks. The draft's behind us. The rosters are locked, and it's finally time for real fantasy hoops. This is where the talk ends and the stats start counting.
Yup, folks. We've seen surprises, steals, and enough auto-draft drama to make ESPN blush.
The season tips off tomorrow night. October 21st, NBA basketball is officially back. And we'll be here every Monday breaking down the matchups, moves, and meltdowns all season long.
Yup. Week 1's about to set the tone, so get your lineups in, grab your snacks, and let's get ready for a season full of wild scores, hot takes, and heartbreaks. We've got 6 heavyweight matchups, plenty of rookies ready to prove themselves, and a few managers already talking spicy in the group chat. By this time next week, we'll see who's walking tall and who's already checking the waiver wire.
Make sure to follow the league updates, send in your trade rumors, and don't forget, NBA tip-off is tomorrow night, October 21. So things are only going to get crazier from here.
We'll be back next Monday to break down every win, loss, and fantasy heartbreak. Until then, good luck, stay healthy, and may your field goal percentage be forever in your favor.
This is RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops, where legends are made, trades get roasted, and someone's always one player away.
Couldn't have said it better. We'll see you after week 1. And until then, good luck. You're going to need it.